I felt like it was important to take a moment in this class to touch in on fear, ambivalence, and compassion. Now, when it comes to fear, fear is common. 80% of women describe having some type of fear or anxiety during their pregnancy about a whole host of things, and specifically having some kind of fear or anxiety around the actual birth process. So you really aren't alone in that, especially at this stage of the pregnancy when you're almost towards the end and everything is starting to feel very real. Now, that fear is common, but there is a less common experience known as tokophobia, which is an actual phobia of giving birth. Some of the features of tokophobia can look like sleep disturbance, panic attack, avoidance behaviors, really feeling not like yourself when you are focused on the idea of giving birth. If you're feeling that level of fear about giving birth, it's so important that you reach out to get clinical and psychiatric support around managing that fear. And in the guide that goes along with this module, there's more information about tokophobia and where you can find support if that's something that you feel you're going through. Ambivalence is also really common, especially towards the end of your pregnancy. For example, feeling so excited, almost bursting out of your skin with excitement to meet your baby in a couple of weeks, but then simultaneously feeling a sense of grief and sadness because your pregnancy is almost over, and maybe your pregnancy was a really enjoyable experience. And maybe that enjoyment came from a super easy pregnancy that had no hiccups and went really smoothly, and you enjoyed all of the changes in your body. Or maybe that excitement came from the fact that you tried to get pregnant many, many, many times and couldn't, and finally this pregnancy worked, and now it's almost over. Holding those two very different experiences and those two very different emotions is a perfect example of ambivalence. So hopefully knowing that that kind of emotional polarity is common gives you some support. And then lastly, compassion. Compassion, compassion, compassion. If I could throw it at you through the screen, I would. It's something that you so desperately need to cultivate for yourself right now. And as I said earlier, the part of us that is most willing to show up more often than not is that critical, disciplinary, unkind part of ourselves. And what we need to do is build a stronger muscle for that kinder, more compassionate, more accepting part of ourselves to show up and to take up more space. And the reason why I feel so strongly about that is because for many people, having a baby brings up a lot of feelings from our own childhood. For many of you, it might be the first time that you have started to think more critically about how you were parented and how you would like to either emulate what you grew up with or change what you grew up with. And that self-examination can bring up a lot of big feelings, a lot of hard feelings, a lot of painful feelings. And when you're holding all of those feelings, it's so important to hold them with compassion and to also hold them with curiosity. And also to make space for that examination as well. Because when we start to take inventory of what we experienced as children, it can only help set us up for a better experience as you move into the role of becoming a parent, which requires lots of self-compassion, lots of curiosity, and lots of patience.